Hello, everybody. I'm Marketing Supervisor Zach Oat of Diamond Select Toys, and today we're going to be having a conversation with DST President DSTChuck. Chuck, how are you?
I'm good, Zach. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. So, let's talk. Let's look at our questions that we have coming in. We're going to take your questions tonight. So if you have anything, throw them up in the chat. We also have some questions that people have submitted previously, so we'll look at some of those as well. So our producer is going to start throwing them up here now. You want to get started? Okay.
Sure, let's roll.
Casey on says that it's going to be too late where he lives, so he's asking now, will we release elven cloaks for previously released figures in a pack or something? Hold on, I'm going to move a screen here so I don't have to look at it. All right. Any accessory pack or something? Thanks. Chuck, what do you say to additional Lord of the Rings accessory packs or pack-ins?
We've talked about both, as you know, Zach. We really hasn't found a reasonable that makes sense way to do the cloaks themselves, like a pack of cloaks or something like that. It's definitely something we've thought about. We'd like to do. We've also talked about accessory packs that might be a little more likely to make sense, or we'll do a pack with some cloaks. So we're aware of the fans' interest. We just have to find a way that makes sense, will result in sales sufficient to tool stuff like that, and get out to the public. Cloaks take up a lot of space in tooling cavity, so they're a lot more money than you would think they'd be, unfortunately. So, and they're harder to pull out of the molds for the factory, so there's more labor. But it's definitely something we've talked about with you, Zach, and with Dev. So we'd like to do it. We'll just see if we can work something out.
Okay, great. Thank you very much for that. So, Mr. Allen, all the way from Italy, has a question about Lord of the Rings as well. For Lord of the Rings Eowyn, will there also be an additional head without the helmet, like we did for the Moria orc? Chuck, we don't have full information on that one yet, do we?
I think that's correct, yeah. So I don't know. I hate to comment on accessories too early. Let's say that.
Yeah, we want to make sure that it's something we can do and fit into the packaging and the cost of the packaging, and we don't want to have to raise the price of the figures to include more accessories. But if we can do it, we will. So keep an eye out. As soon as we know, we'll make an announcement. Jacob's Toys from England, I believe. Awesome offerings, as always, from DST. Any hints on potential new properties that may get the DST treatment? Chuck, do you want to tease anything that's coming up, either new properties or returning properties?
I'm horrible at doing this teasing thing, so I don't know. Do you want me to?
Sure, yeah. Say whatever you feel comfortable saying. I don't know what's official, what's on the paper yet, but I know we do have a couple that are coming back that we've done before.
Yeah, I don't think that's as interesting. We have a new one coming that's in the same kind of field we've done stuff before, so it's not a total surprise, and it's kind of connected to one of our existing licenses, so it won't be a total surprise, I guess. I think that's nebulous enough.
Can you tell us what medium it's from?
Can I?
I guess so. I don't think it's I don't think that would give too much away.
Comic book.
Okay, awesome.
Now, do you know what it is, Zach?
All right. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. I'm very excited about it.
Okay.
I need to get caught up. Let's see. Spider-Man symbiote suit. Yeah, I think we did. Phil asks, Spider-Man symbiote suit and Sentry gallery diorama. Sentry would be cool, wouldn't it? Oh, and he's got more World War Hulk, Ultron, Knull.
Oh, sorry. We've done symbiote suit, haven't we?
We've done a couple of them, actually. We did the one on the webbing, and we did the one standing on the tower.
Right. And then we've got the video game one coming up, right?
I don't know. Are we doing a symbiote Spider-Man gallery from the video game?
I don't know. I don't know. I think we might be okay on Symbiote Spider-Man. Well, Hulk, we did the movie one, which is pretty similar, I think, gallery. So I don't know if we'll do that. Ultron, I don't know. Our Ultron stuff hasn't sold very well in the past, so we think about it.
Yeah, we did that really great action figure not too long ago. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sentry. I'm curious if Sentry's still. I'm not keeping up with Marvel, so I got to see if Sentry is still active. But Sentry would be a really cool visually, really cool statue to do. Senthan Paraja asked, "Will Green Goblin Spider-Man animated series bust be resolicited? And will there be more X-Men and Spider-Man animated series busts?" Chuck, can you talk about Green Goblin?
Yeah, that one got a little messed up in solicitation and ended up being a little more expensive than we liked. We are definitely going to resolicit that. It caught at that time when factory production costs were going up, and sales were a little soft on the piece. They should have been better, but we'll definitely give that another shot. We have to. It's a key Spider-Man villain. Yes, there'll be more X-Men for sure. At some point, we may transition X-Men 97. For the line with the new characters and slightly new looks. Spider-Man animated, Zach, I think we've shown everything we've got developed so far. So I guess as usual, if the line sells deeper, we'll do more after the Green Goblin.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to think what the last one we solicited was. Daredevil, we just solicited. Definitely there's some other characters we could do, maybe, if that one does well. X-Men 97 would be very cool. I didn't know about that. It's cool.
I think I have a sculpt in submission right now.
Oh, great. Hey, Zach, the MCU Legends in 3D line is awesome, but missing a few key characters. When will we see an MCU Thor, Captain America, Spidey, Loki, etc.? Do we have any more L3Ds planned?
MCU ones. I think one of those is on our development list for Joe to draw up for us, and one is a maybe. So pretty sure you get one of them, maybe two. And then after that, you can get all of them.
Okay, great. All right. Senthan is back. Will Force Lightning Hands come with the new Milestones Emperor Palpatine, which looked great on the canceled version? Chuck, comments on the new Palpatine?
No, the new Palpatine you see is the Palpatine you'll get. We got to get rid of the big background of the throne room, and we got to get rid of the lightning hands. They're just too expensive and made the price prohibitive, I thought. So that's why it was resolicited and new pictures, unfortunately.
Okay. Asaya Cook asks, is the Robin announced today with Sweetums that same Robin that released with Kermit in 2016? I believe it's a new sculpt, right, Chuck?
It is a new sculpt, yeah. I wasn't keen on doing it, but Dev really wanted to include one to kind of show the scale and give him something else. So we compromised, and it's an all-new sculpt.
Yeah,
does that make him our first repeat Muppet?
Possibly, yeah. The first one we've done twice, yeah, for sure. But it's cool because I had a book when I was a kid. And it was all about Sweetums and Robin teaming up for a big musical number on the Muppet stage. So I love it.
I wonder if that's what got the idea.
Maybe. We probably read the same books. I think we're about the same age. All right. It's great to see you're making Sweetums, says Graham Tuttle. Do you have plans for more Muppets? I hope you make New Zealand and Lips soon. Please keep them coming. I think we're taking a one-at-a-time approach, right, Joe?
Yeah, and the sales on Deadly and Pepe were not great, but sometimes Muppets take time to grow. The sales grow, over time. So we went on a limb and we developed the Sweetums. We'll probably have to wait to see how the market responds to the Deadly in person. But Lou and Zit Lips have definitely one we've talked about for the band. So they're definitely near the top of the list. And I know Zach has a list that he wants to too.
Yeah, mine involves a lot of repeats. Mine involves like pigs in space and a veterinarian hospital and stuff like that. So
the themed episodes of movies are fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, the movies are great. Christmas Carol, fantastic. Jay Woods asks, I was blown away with the design of the Marvel Select Human Torch and was completely blown away with the work on Cap. Any thoughts of completing the Invaders and making Namor the Submariner?
What do you think, Zach? I never thought of Invaders team, but I guess we are getting close.
I think Namor would be a great one if you did him in like the black vest and the black pants as opposed to like the green Speedo. Yeah, you know, I'm very curious to how he would sell, but I think he'd do pretty good, and people would probably want the classic look to go with the Invaders. So it's a toss up which version you do, but I'd vote for the black costume personally. That's just me.
It is visually more interesting, and the Namors we've done have been the Speedo. They've not done very well, so for an action figure, it would be more interesting probably than just a naked guy in a Speedo, right?
Everybody's probably raging at us right now, saying that they want the green Speedo Namor.
We'll hear about it tomorrow.
David asks, hi guys, great Marvel showcase last night. Personally really impressed with the Spider-Man 2 Venom gallery. Just want to know if we can see similar sculpt for a comic-based Venom gallery soon. We don't have another Venom in the works, do we? We did that half revealed one a while back.
Yeah, which I really liked, and I really wanted something more interesting like that. We have talked about a Venom for a while, and we've asked Marvel if we can do it. So I think it could happen in the next year. I mean, because it's Spider-Man family, so there's always a good shot of that.
Okay. Phil asks, is the Magneto gallery still coming right? I think that one's still happening, right, Magneto?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I don't have my paperwork in front of me, but it's coming.
Okay. I think Omega Red might have jumped the line, possibly. Hey, Zach and Chuck, will Gargoyles ever get Mini-Mates figures? That would be very cool, Chuck.
I don't know. I know Zach would love it. I like the property. But Mini-Mates that are off Marvel or off like a really, really popular have not been selling that great lately. They do okay in the VHS box set, Zach, so maybe something like that, but it would probably be a substantial amount of new tooling. We'd have to ask Barry how feasible it even is, right? I don't know if what we can reuse on those suckers. And they'd all be the wings, too, and those are expensive. We could ask Barry if it's conceivable, but if we did, my gut tells me it would be in some sort of VHS set, I think, Zach, can make it more interesting. Like the Rocketeer behind you, one of those kind of things.
No, I can imagine the tooling would be pretty massive for that, more than the Transformers.
Yeah. And there'd be no mass market-ish support for it at all, right? No chain store going to take that in.
Okay, David asks, can we expect more traditional Spidey rogues like Rhino, Scorpion, Lizard, or maybe even Kingpin in comic-based gallery form? I think that would be cool. We did a couple of those as premiere collections, and we did Kingpin from the TV just recently, right? I don't know how well that one did.
Mm-hmm. I think it sold out. I think we're looking at rerunning it. I thought it was a good likeness to Nafio. I don't think he did, but I thought it was a pretty good one. I'd been waiting years to do that piece. I think if you're going to bet money, you can do a lot worse in this world than betting on me making more Spider-Man stuff. But one of those, I'm working on the designs with the artist right now. So.
Oh, great. That's awesome.
Yeah, Susan's working on it. It's on round 2, I think.
Okay. Mr. Allen asks, any chance to have a reissue of Muppets Animal?
Zach, I think we've run that like 10 times with the drums and all that and what best of. And sure, we'll keep rerunning any Muppets that sell out because that's kind of what's kept this line going. But I think we've done I think we've done a good number of Animal reruns.
Yeah, we definitely reran Best of Two. I'm pretty sure at least once, but he's the most popular. He keeps selling out. So
Oh, and Statler and Waldorf with the balcony piece is a very close
yeah,
second, if not. Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe, Zach, we've missed out on running it with the drum set. Let's check and see if we've run the full select version, Animal, and Statler in a while. Maybe there's something there.
Okay. Mr. Allen asks, Sweetums Muppet will be in scale, so bigger than the others? Yes, he is, right? He's about 10 inches tall, something like that?
Yeah, one of the things I think is cool, and it's absolutely not taking anything away from Palisades at all, is that our Muppet line is a Marvel Select scale. So you can put your Muppets with our human figures, and they're in scale with each other as best we can. We are not perfect, as I'm sure you'll all note in the comments. But the concept is they'll all be in scale, or we like to say relative scale. Like a Pacific Rim, you could never do a Jaeger in 1/7 scale, right? But yes, the Muppets will be in scale, absolutely. Sweetums is definitely bigger. That's why it only comes with the little Robin as the accessory.
Let's see. 2.6. I think I had a ruler picture of him. Let me just double check. Yeah, it looks like he's about 9 inches tall. At least the prototype is. So expect him to be bigger than your other characters. So he'll be taller than your human characters in your select collection. Isaiah asks, is there any chance for reissues of Muppets that weren't in the best of line, like Crazy Harry, the Penguin, Bean Bunny, and Mana Mana in 2-packs?
Honestly, not, and we're getting a lot of Muppet love here, Zach.
Yeah,
You must be very happy.
for sure.
You know what? Why don't you tomorrow look over the Muppet Select, see the cards we haven't rerun. Let's make a list and run them by sales this week. How's that for service?
Okay, sure. Great. I will do that. Do you plan, asks Graham, on showing the next Walking Dead figures at SDCC or sooner?
Did I announce there were more, or am I being Jedi mind tricked?
I don't think we announced that there were more. I think people just assume that there's going to be a Series 2. I don't remember if I said there was going to be a Series 2, but I am fairly certain that there are a couple more figures in development. Am I wrong?
No, you are not wrong. There are 2 new figures getting painted like this month in Glendale. So I would say most likely they will be shown. Ideally, for a release schedule like that, what I like to do with Zach is have one in stores, one in solicitation, and one kind of announced. If we can keep that cadence going, we're pretty happy. So I don't know exactly when we'll announce the next Walking Dead figures, but I think Zach, that's kind of the cadence we like, right? For announcements.
Yes. Okay. So,
So yes, I guess
those
I'll
are
officially confirm here those 2 new figures, and they're black and white.
Okay. Yeah, I think the first 2 are slated for sometime in the summer, so summer may be a possibility for revealing the next 2.
Yeah.
Jean Guerra asks, or Jean Guerra asks, more Indiana Jones coming? Chuck, do we have any more Indiana Jones planned? I know we have the movie poster premiere collection statue from Temple of Doom, but anything else in development?
I think that is the last we've solicited and are shipping. We will have to discuss with Lucas if they would like to continue. Last time when we did Indiana Jones, they wanted to stop after the movie, remember? So we'll have to see if they want to continue it. We do have the rights to that video game, so maybe there'll become cool stuff in the video game we can do. I hear it's going to be really cool. But we'll have to confirm with Lucas that they want to continue an Indiana Jones project. The sales weren't great, but I think it's another one where over time I'm confident the products will sell. Like those galleries, I just love them. They're 2 of the favorite pieces we've worked on in a long time. They're exactly what I hoped they would be. So I would like to do a few more. Yeah. Let's see what Lucas says.
No, the galleries came out great. They're awesome. Carnage 6X, any plans for more Star Trek figures or Borg figures? I don't know about that. Chuck?
No, we have no plans at this time for more Star Trek figures, certainly. There's, I like to say never. I think Playmates right now, Zach has the figure license, so that would have to be included in any thoughts I had.
I think they're not even the only company making figures right now. So Pirate Steven asks, any new Darkwing Duck coming to any of the DST product lines? I know I've pitched you on a couple things, but I haven't heard too much about that.
Yeah, the Saturday we call it the Saturday afternoon cartoons, which they really weren't, but that's our catch-all. We'd like to do more of that stuff, which includes DuckTales and all that. The Darkwing Duck figure, I believe, sold out through DSTChuck, and we're pushing them to do more. We have to substantially more to break even on it, but I know you pitched some other characters and variations. Product lines, I think he might need Minimates or Premier Statue. Right, he didn't say characters of Darkwing Duck products, so maybe that's a Premier Statue, which honestly I hadn't thought of. We have the gallery and we have the figure. I don't think we do Minimates, but maybe a Premier Statue, Zach. If that's what this question means, I don't know.
Sure, he might have just meant the two that we're already doing, like either busts, like we did for Gargoyles, or more gallery dioramas. We did just the Darkwing, but there are other characters we could do. I think we could do a Negaduck gallery. We could do. I love Launchpad McQuack, so I'm going to push for Launchpad product across the board. He's been in multiple cartoons. He's a very, very popular character. That's all I'm saying.
Understood.
David says, thanks for your feedback. Keeping my hopes for a new Comic Venom gallery and the Spidey Rogues Chuck has teased. Hopefully it's in comic-based too. Thank you for your comments. We live to please, and hopefully we can make something that you're excited about. What else?
Yeah, my reference was definitely comic-based, not Sonyverse. So,
okay. Toy Hype USA, hello, says, any possibilities for more Marvel Zombies in Marvel Select?
We've talked about more bust for sure. And I don't know if we'll do more figures. We'll have to see. It's a little different now with Disney Plus animated, right? There's a whole what if ones, and I think there's more stuff coming. So we'll have to see. That's a little more touch and go. I don't think Marvel are big fans, and I understand of zombifications of their heroes in the past, but now that they've got the show out there, it may be different. There's not one in the hard plans yet, but maybe Zach, when you do this next list of suggestions, maybe we look at the zombies. But I definitely would like to on the bus. We're doing them yearly for a while at New York Comic Con, and then with COVID just got knocked off. But I'd like to get that going again. I'd like to do a bust for every New York because that's near Halloween.
Phil asks, which Marvel gallery with characters never made before would you like to do in the future? Chuck, do you have a character that you'd like to do? Maybe not deciding whether it's something that would sell really well, maybe just a character you really like.
All right. Well, first of all, the easy answer is Spider-Man because I'm in for any Spidey, and I really like the Batman's Rogue line we did. So I like doing that with the Marvel we've been doing lately. Thought the Batman Rogue line was really cool. I thought. So I like that with the Spideys, but a character that wouldn't necessarily sell who I liked. I don't know. Maybe I'd go. You know what would be really fun to do, and it would not sell at all. Remember the old Spider-Man TV show from like when I was a kid, the '70s, and it was the Peter Parker, and he climbed the rope, basically. And I think they pulled him up by crane. Was a special effect. I don't remember what was the name of that. Do you remember that show, Zach?
The live action one?
Yeah.
I mean, I remember that one. They had a bunch of guest stars. They had like Daredevil and Thor, and I forget the name of the actor, but I remember. It was a little bit before my time, but not much. But yeah, I remember.
I remember that show, and I would like that just because it's got a warm spot in my heart. I used to watch Electric Company just for the 2 minutes of Spider-Man in every few episodes, So I think that's going to be fun to do. I had a lot of fun doing the Linda Carter piece because that was another. I remember sitting around with my family and popcorn and watching that every week. So stuff like that, I think I would, like if you say what would I do in the world, didn't matter, right? I think I don't know. I don't think anyone's done anything for that show. I can understand why, but I think just that'd be fun for me to do, I think I'm the only person in the world that would buy it. And maybe that actor, if he's still with us.
I'd like to see She-Hulk. I don't think we've I don't think we'd jump at the chance, but I think we could do a really cool
With
one.
real twerking action.
With what? Oh yeah, no, not the
Real
TV,
twerking
not the TV one, but comic-based one would be very cool. We did that cool select figure back in the day as I think it was a Wizard World exclusive, but that was really cool.
Yeah, didn't I do that for you?
Yeah, you did that for us. We had a poll and everything.
Came with the big car. Yeah. All right, she looks that's a way more reasonable suggestion than mine. So we'll see what we can do to make you happy, Zach.
Awesome. Darren Martin asked, please tell me there's still a chance for more G.I. Joe mini-mates.
Did you pay Darren, Zach, to post that? Zach absolutely loves the G.I. Joe mini-mates and wants to do more, but the sales have not been very good. But if there's any way to get them out or a creative thing, Zach will do it because I think he literally paid you, Darren, $10 to post that.
They're very popular. They have a very strong fan base in the mini-mate community. And they're very well done. They did the team did a great job on them. So, I think there's a way to put them out there that maybe puts them in less expensive packaging, maybe that would more fun VHS packaging, possibly that could maybe do well. But I know that I'll keep bugging Chuck about it.
You definitely will.
MK asks, any chance of re-releases of previous selects such as Rhino and Skrull packs? Rhino would be a good one to re-release. I think he's pretty popular.
Yeah, I don't know if he's modern era or past year, Zach. That would be the only limitation. But I love rerunning select figures. So we could do the same thing, put a list together for sales of ones we haven't done in a while.
Okay. Yeah, we like to see how well they're doing on the market as well.
Yeah.
Kevin Kennard asks, any plans for an R2-D2 milestone statue?
Kevin, I can't believe it took that long for one of you to ask me that question. What I'm told is back in the day, John Giant showed a prototype at San Diego that was really cool. And it was around the time that Hot Toys was doing theirs. And John Giant could not find a way to include like all the R2 functionality, like all the extra pieces in them. And I think they got really discouraged and decided that fans of 1/6 scale would be better served just buying the Hot Toys one. I have brought this up several times. I think it's very viable. We would have to find a way to present a fair value with it. There are license restrictions with Lucas. I think Dev would probably say never, but I'm definitely saying never say never. And I have an idea that if all goes well, we'll show at San Diego this year that will possibly show the viability of a R2 OT statue. I don't think we'll do a bust, though. We've tried all sorts of designs, and they just look awkward as heck. So I don't know if a bust will happen. We have tried it, though, and so I won't say never, but it looks awkward as heck.
Thank you. Salvage Cargo. Hello, Salvage Cargo. Will the Marvel Select Archangel still include the third head sculpt that was shown at SDCC 2023? I'm trying to think if we meant to show that, but maybe apparently.
Yeah, Zach, you might be better suited to answer this one than me.
I know that if we could make it happen, we wanted to, but again, we want to keep the costs down. We want to make sure it's something that we can sell for $29.99 and not go crazy. And heads cost a lot of money, so I'm pretty sure that as soon as I will find out if we're including it, and if we are, I'll try and make an announcement about it.
That's fine with me. Sure.
Mr. Allen says, any chance for AEW Mini-Mates entrance stage? Our wrestling ring should be coming out pretty soon, but I think the entrance stage might be a bridge too far. What do you say, Chuck?
I have a sample of the ring. It's pretty big. The entrance stage with the lights and the circle there that we kind of include part of it with Sting. Eesh. If we got the line in mass market and it did well, maybe something like that. But look at how big the ring is. I don't see how the sales would support something like that for even as a build-up base, Zach. But if Target or Walmart came in and wanted a ton, the germinations of systems change for everything when you get that kind of numbers. So that's the only way. Only way. I think I was insane enough doing that ring. So
fingers crossed.
Yeah, Zach and I are big AEW fans, and the talent are big fans of us, and they're all love toys. And AEW has been ridiculously supportive of the line. So if there's a combination that would make this possible, the only missing element would be Target or Walmart or something like that.
Great, fingers crossed. Okay, so we've got a little bit of a lull. Let me pull up one of the questions that we had from before. Hi there, I just recently fell in love with your Nightmare Before Christmas action figure line. Sadly, there's a chunk of characters that are now impossible to find at a reasonable price. The Band, Clown, Harlequin, Demon, Corpse Boy, Behemoth. Yeah, he lists a lot of characters. I think every character we haven't done for Best
Really?
Of. Will you be continuing your Best Of re-releases after this latest wave? I'm afraid to continue collecting this line if I'll have so many characters missing. Thanks for reading.
Well, I think if you want to be a completist, it may be difficult. We've gone 10 series strong. We're trying to put out 11th. We've really done every character got significant screen time, and we've tried to do reruns of the main ones. I don't know if every secondary and tertiary character will want a rerun. And Sales really loves those boxes, Zach, the Best Of cheaper ones. And I really love the select because you get a second figure or you get a big accessory. You get build the assembly line or build the village. I hate to say it, but I know it's more approachable for people, and probably Sales loves it, but I'm just not a big fan of those little box, single figure re-release and Best Of. So again, we can put together a list, Zach, around by Sales, but I really would like to do, those select packages again, honestly. I think that's really where it's at for collectors,
Plus, a lot of those characters probably wouldn't fit in that packaging. They're very large, or they're like the Undersea Gal comes with that big pot. There's probably some problems getting them into that smaller packaging. So something.
Yeah, that's absolutely been a problem. Oogie Boogie, I think, has to be thicker. Santa, Mrs. Claus, like a bunch of them don't fit very well, and that has been a factor with some of the reissues that we've considered. Yeah. Oh, don't worry, Zach did not forget Gizmo Duck.
Toy Hype says, don't forget about Gizmo Duck for Darkwing Duck Select. I go to sleep each night trying to think of how you would make a stand for Gizmo Duck to stand and still have a rotating wheel. It's like, and to balance him. I mean, it's literally something I think about constantly because I'm a big Gizmo Duck fan, but also a Launchpad fan. Darren says, I will pay Zach $10 a day if he bugs Chuck about G.I. Joe Mini-Mates. I will do it for free. I will do it for free. I will keep doing it.
You can pay Zach in Bitcoin.
Let's see. One last question from Phil. Is there still hope for No Way Home statues?
Which one? What will we do? Like, are you talking the classic characters that came back? I don't know. We would have to sign a new license to it, I think, at this point, Zach. And I think for me, what would interest me most is the other Spider-Man and the classic characters come forward. The multiverse stuff. And I don't know. I don't know what the demand will be like at this point for them.
Okay. Mr. Allen asks a question for Chuck. How did you start your passion for the world of toys? Are you also a collector?
I'm definitely a collector of way too much stuff. And I told Zach I had to put a bed sheet over the pile this way in my office because it's just filled with boxes. And I got baseball cards. I got model kits. I'm collecting the Star Wars Hot Wheels vehicle line. I also bought the SpaceX one. I'm just looking around. I've got so much shit I collect. I'm sorry, kids. Baseball cards. How did I start toys? It's funny. The guy who does our web, Brian Desatel, he was really into Star Trek. You remember when Playmates did the first Star Trek Next Gen toys? and the Maria Surtees character Zach was like really rare.
Mm-hmm.
There was a Toys R Us near me, and we would run around Toys R Us like every day, anytime we were there, to see if we could catch like the rare Star Trek toys. And that's when, I guess it's called Toy Scalping now, but back then that's when that nascent market was starting for those short packs. So I think Maria Surtees is the first one. And then I had 2 stores at that point. And I was able to, because I had 2 stores, buy a case of McFarlane toys. And the other special, like, remember Mike Horn did Ash and did the Warrior Nun Ariel toy? Those early stages, right? I think Warrior Nun might have been the first, but Todd was pretty early. And I love those, like the Malaboja that came in the big package. It was like this big.
Mm-hmm.
And I collected some starting lineups from like players I liked, the old Hasbro ones that looked horrible. Yeah, and I actually bought 4 of the new starting lineup basketball guys they did. That line died before it started. So yeah, I mean, I don't know how a passion started. I had applied at Diamond for a job because I was just ready to move on, and I expected to be a comic book buyer. They hired me to be a toy buyer. I think that's where I really got involved in toys and the statues of pre-paints. I built some GK kits before. I think just being around it more often instead of killing the passion for it, it evolved it. I think that's probably my best answer, Zach. I mean, you've known me a long time, right? I've always liked this shit,
No,
Zach
Chuck's
put me in the Toy for Hall of Fame.
You love Spider-Man. You love Batman. His office is his office at the main office, not necessarily the office he's in now, is epically full of prototypes and samples and all sorts of stuff. And I don't know if you caught that. He used to own a couple of comic stores before he worked for Diamond. So that's what he was talking about there when he was buying the McFarlane cases. But yeah. Graham has one more Sweetums question. When do you think you'll show pictures of Sweetums and new Robin figures? Did we show the concept? I actually I thought we were showing the figures, but I guess we just showed the concept. I think we should be showing the figures end of May, right?
Whatever that next cycle is. We're going to page number Wednesday, Zach. So, and that's on it, and it's locked. I know Peter shot it. I sent you the pictures. You want to show it now? Can you do that? Do you know how to do that?
Maybe I can.
Let's see if Zach can do it, Graham. If you can, yes. If not, it'll be in a couple of weeks. Let's see if Zach can debut it during the chat. No pressure, Zach.
I just looked at it. I had the picture up. Let me see. Let me see if I can do a share. Did they let me do shares here? Share screen.
Producer Johnny, can Zach do a share?
I think I can do it.
I don't believe so.
Share window. Here we go.
Oh, the voice of God said he's not sure.
Share.
Hey, he did it. Awesome. Oh, that's the catalog pick, yeah, with the height. Yeah, perfect. There you go, Graham.
Yeah, I didn't download. I didn't download. I don't think I downloaded the heroes yet, but there you go. Sweetums.
But don't share and don't tell anybody. It's our secret. Just me, you, Zach, and
Graham. Yeah. Keep it on the DL. So yeah, that's I think I can, if I close this, I think it goes away. Let me see. Did it go away? No, it didn't go away. Stop sharing. All right, there we go.
Zach.
Resin Ronan asked, please continue the Marvel animated X-Men busts. Give us Cable and Bishop. Do we have more? Well, you said we were doing some X-Men 97. Yeah. Do we have more classic X-Men happening?
We have a few more, and then Marvel would really like us to transition to 97. And they're not wrong. I think that's good. That's what people are watching right now. You and I have talked about how well the show's been received, Zach. I do not know who officially the last one is, but there are 4 or 5 more designs that people don't know about. And I just don't remember which one switches it over. But I think I want to do Bishop with 2 heads, because is he the one with the different hair? I think it's Bishop. So I wanted to switch a head, which I thought would be really cool. You could have the classic and the 97. But I don't think that's going to end up being possible for many, many reasons.
Okay. Elton Fonseca says, hello, Zach. Greetings from Brazil. Hello, Elton. Thank you for joining us. And he says, "Hey guys, what's coming after the Hobbits in the Lord of the Rings selects?" We actually just showed in our entertainment showcase, Elton, which you can look at after you are here. We showed the next two figures, which are Eowyn and the Witch King of Angmar. So definitely check those out. They're very cool. Kevin says, need galleries of Nightcrawler, Cable, Scorpion, and Shocker. I can't argue with Pyro and Toad would be cool too. I can't argue with a single one of those 6 characters.
Well, all right. Do slowly for me. Which ones were they again?
Cable, well, Pyro and Toad, and then he said Cable, Scorpion, Shocker, and who was the first one? I forget. Before Cable, it was I don't know. You can't throw that last question up, can you, Johnny?
No, I'm sorry. It's already gone.
One of those you listed. One of those you listed. The designs at Marvel right now. That I can tell you here.
Awesome.
Does that help?
I love Spider-Man.
It is not a Spider-Man one. Okay. There's another hint. Although I would like to do the Spider-Man Scorpion. But no, the one I'm thinking of is in design. It's not a Spider-Man from that list. And it's with Marvel, I believe, right now for revisions. So we'll start sculpt. I think Alton's going to sculpt that one. So we'll start that one pretty soon. I like giving Alton the rogue gallery, yeah.
The Pyro would be very cool. We should get Nelson to do the Pyro since he's good at doing the flames and smoke and stuff like that.
Yeah. Alejandro's good at that too.
Johnny Williams asks, will you ever do Invincible galleries? We did one a long time ago of Adam Eve, right?
Correct. Yeah, it was back then. It was called Femme Fatales because it was only females. I have been in talks with Skybound and with Robert about expanding our Invincible license, and I believe we're making progress in the right direction. We're not entirely on the same page yet, or in the same book now. So I would like to do more Invincible categories, not just gallery. And I like to continue the figure line too. The books are great. They sold well forever, many issues. And frankly, I like the show as a separate piece as well as a companion. So I'm a fan.
Sandeep asks, hi, gentlemen. Just wanted to say the last few years of Marvel Select have been fire. Any Easter eggs on what to expect for the rest of the year? You want to tease anybody, Chuck?
Spidey Rogue. Right?
Yeah, pretty cool Spidey Rogue.
Yeah. I think we're going to do a couple Spidey family things in a row after. Zach, is it one after Nihilus that they don't know about yet? I'm trying to think. And we got to do some MCU stuff too. We got a couple MCUs being sculpted right now as well. But is there one in between? Nihilus Archangel, and then there's a Spidey. But is there one in between that?
War Machine.
War Machine, yeah. Thank you.
No Chewing says, what's up, all? Hi, Zach. Hi, No Chewing. Good to see you. Phil says, Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man, and Andrew will be awesome. He's calling back to the gallery diorama from No Way Home. Yeah. No, that'd be very cool to go back and do those. But yeah, definitely a new license. Graham says, is there any chance you do play sets or larger accessories like a news stage for the Muppets Newsman or a veterinarian's hospital table and equipment cart?
You would think Graham would be happy after we gave him the world debut of Sweetums, but he's coming back for more. I think the stuff Palisades did is kind of what you're referencing. I think with the market we have and retailers that are left that carry Muppets, they're very, very impractical, almost impossible. They had Tower and Suncoast and, Diamond and, gosh, a bunch of people. I actually got them in Target for a hot minute on their mini line, Muppet line. I don't think that's possible, but I think we'd like to keep doing those deluxe box sets, which I think were kind of cool. The Muppet band one I really liked. I thought that was a great package. And not just because I was the lead on that with Robert. So I could see us doing some more, Zach, like the backstage one we did and the band one. Packaging that evokes the diorama playset element, but no. I advise you to buy those Palisades ones. Those were amazing and barely made money back then. They would be impossible now without like a Target or Walmart coming in. They've expressed no interest in Muppets, believe it or not. So, sorry, Zach. Sorry, Graham.
I'm happy with what we've been getting. I think the figures are great, and I think Giant Studios are doing a great job with them, and they're awesome. Aaron Tapkin says, is there a specific date you will release all the info for your SDCC exclusives? Now, we announced a couple of them in the Marvel showcase. I don't know if we've announced anything non-Marvel.
No, I think for the most part, we have to follow Diamond Comics' lead on that because we announce theirs and then downstairs they get like flooded. So we'll try to line up with their date, whatever that is, and Jesse and Alyssa, who run our social media, they'll be integrally involved with Zach and that date. So I'm not being quiet, just don't know what it'll be. I like waiting closer to the date so people don't forget about it. But they have whatever lead times, social media and Zach and Diamond need. So I'll probably just follow whatever you guys want, Zach, the three of you, in respect to what Diamond wants.
Okay. And we have a little bit more leeway with the ones that are exclusively available to us, right?
Oh yeah, I think if it's just our booth, I think it's what I said. You, Jesse, and Alyssa can dictate that entirely. I'm fine with it.
Okay. MK says, hoping Diamond Select will do an updated Marvel Select Wolverine, Cyclops, and Doctor Doom. I think we've discussed some updates after the success of Captain America. Before the success of Captain America, I think we discussed doing some updates.
Yeah, we hadn't done that cap version before, so it was a little easier. We had done several caps. There are business reasons that this is very complicated, MK. So I mean, yes, we'd like to, but also we go and do so many SKUs a year, which means if we do a duplicate, that makes some people feel slighted, right? Because that's one less character they view it as. And then also, it's my opinion that let's say we do a new Wolverine, people won't want the old Wolverine, right? So I have to kind of retire that, not make more production and focus on this new one, which is all new tooling and all that stuff, expenses. So I've been told it's not necessarily the case, but I think personally, the three you've picked here, I think we would never sell them again if we did a new version, right? They'd be hopefully much, much better. So yeah, I think that's not misplaced, but the Marvel Select license is very complicated, so we would have to give that some really serious thought. Or it'd be a different version like we did the cap.
Johnny Williams asks, what happened to the DC galleries?
They go bye-byes.
Bye-bye.
Elton says, it's like any other license. We have to be in agreement and concert with the license holder. In this case, it's Warner Brothers and the DC team. And DC license got a little more complicated after they closed DC Direct. So within that, we have definitely asked. We'd like to do it again. They're aware of our interest. Gotta wait for them to change their mind. It was a nice run, though.
Yeah, we made some great pieces. True, the latest Marvel Select figures have been killing it. Awesome job. Keep it up. Thank you, Elton. We appreciate that.
Yeah, I think Robert and Yuri have done a great job in design. Iman's been doing a great job in design. They've got really dialed in. Chris Dahlberg's done some amazing work on it, getting a guy that's really even not necessarily more points articulation, but articulation really dialed in, engineered like Chris does, has helped us. And Dev's got some sculptors like Meg, who just blown. Meg's done some amazing stuff. So I think we got a good team on him now, and hopefully we can continue and not screw it up. I think the key is me being less involved, probably.
No, don't say that. That's no. You are the one who's been spearheading this for so many years, and I think it would not be where it is today without your supreme guidance. That sounded pretty good.
Or stubbornness.
Toy Hype asks, any plans for X-Men 97 figures in Marvel Select, busts, statues, or even mini-mates? We announced busts just not too long ago. Statues, in terms of animated style figures or statues, I don't know, Chuck?
Yeah, I don't know. For 97, I would say not anytime soon for statue. If we did one, it would be the classic. I think with resin, when you're spending 150 bucks, people have to have a compassion for it, a desire for it, emotional connection to it to spend that much money. And X-Men 97, obviously, they don't. It just aired. Now, yes, the animation is similar. It's definitely evocative of it. But I think if we did do statues or Minimates, Zach, it'd probably be more focused on the classic, right? The actual 90, series, I think. Select, it's a toy. It's 30 bucks. People will take a shot at it. I have found more than a $200 statue, $250 statue. You really have to have an emotional connection to something to spend that kind of money. I think that's what I've learned. Or I think I've learned.
Plus, with the SKUs per year that we have, we probably wouldn't be able to do that many characters at a time, and it would probably take a while to get anything even resembling an animated style team. So that one might be tricky. Minimates would be awesome.
You would never get the team. You would never dent the team.
Yeah. Johnny Williams asks, will you ever get back to Mortal Kombat galleries?
No plans at this time. They're talking about a sequel movie, and there's some characters Zach has mentioned. They're very similar with the movie and the game. So maybe if that second movie gets going, we might do something like that. We'd ask Warner Brothers. But right now, no plans for any more gallery. I do think the line has gained in popularity since they were sold originally. It just didn't find its home right away.
Shinox says Zach is the man. I'm not going to argue with that. Thank you, Shinox. I appreciate it. We need some Biker Mice from Mars gallery statue.
Well, man, you answered that one.
Me?
You're the man.
We need some Biker Mice from Mars gallery statues. I will admit that I don't think I've ever seen an episode of Biker Mice from Mars. I'm vaguely aware of it as a fan enjoyed show with some I know they're making toys now, but I don't think they had toys back in the day, did they? But that would be
I think they did. I believe that's when every indie comic was getting toys. I think there might have been from like a larger company. We'll have to go to the Googles later and check.
Yeah.
But no,
I'm not a fan. I'm not gonna vote for it. But hopefully somebody does. Any new Godzilla products on the way? I think that's a big yes, right, Chuck?
Absolutely. L3Ds. We're reissuing the banks. I think there's some more gallery. We have a really cool gallery coming up that, again, is just Chuck had to do it from his childhood. So there's the hint there, answering what that is clearly. He'll not come with his friendly companion, but my memories are not that delusional. But yeah, Godzilla more than lately. Yeah, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Godzilla things working on right now, Zach, I think.
Sounds right.
Nothing for -1, unfortunately, which is an amazing movie. Not just amazing Godzilla, it's just amazing. I loved it. I took my family to see it. But we don't have the rights to -1, unfortunately, at this time.
Classic Godzilla is great. Rick's a nerd asks, can we talk a little bit more about some new licenses? Maybe possibly por favor. Chuck hinted at one, which was a comic-based license, but I think it's probably not wise for us to hint too much at too many licenses right now.
Yeah, this isn't a place for it because we don't sign a ton of licenses. So I think if we announce more than the tease here, it would undermine Zach's plans for the year and for trade shows and stuff like that. I love doing these, but I don't think this is the right form to be announcing stuff we're doing, a year from now or whatever.
But we are bringing some back, which again, a year from now. But some really popular licenses we've tackled in the past and hasn't done anything in a couple of years. We're going to bring them back. So
it's like keep an 5 or 6 of them, actually, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So when we're ready to announce them, we'll put out announcements, and it'll be awesome. Metropolis asks, will we get a gallery man thing? That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know how well it would sell, but Dev Gilmore on the team is a very big Man Thing fan. And the Alan Moore stuff was amazing. So if I did it, I'd probably do it from around that time, maybe. Certainly, but I just don't know if there's enough interest, so we'll have to see. But I would do it from the Alan Moore series, I think, Zach.
When are you going to let Toy Quest 101 in on the showcase? I don't know what that means, Toy Quest 101. Good to see you, but will you guys ever consider doing diorama pieces with more than one character teaming up or fighting each other? Maybe milestones. Ooh, but milestones with 2 characters would be pretty expensive, right?
I don't think there's a lot of companies that have done as many thematic or joining pieces than we have, really. I mean, we've done statues that interlink and spelled out X-Men for the original X-Men. We did a Spidey Rogue Gallery on the rooftop, which had a bonus character. We've got the new, we just showed them the new PlayStation Spidey. That's a 3-piecer. I don't do a ton of puzzle ones, but I do thematic ones. I think if you look at some of DC ones of a certain like, you'll find some Marvel ones of a certain like that would work thematically very well together. But I mean, Zach, right? We do a ton of stuff that's thematically or puzzle pieced. I think also, like Zach said, we might have done some MCU stuff that links Zach, but you're talking something like yours describes a $600-700 combination. I don't see us doing that in today's environment right now.
Yeah, I forgot about the Cable, Domino, and Deadpool triptych that we did that I think Gene did, which was they all fit together, teaming up. So whether they're gonna be one piece sold in one box, probably not, but we've definitely done pieces. Like we did that great Civil War Captain America milestone versus Iron Man, which was really, those were 2 pieces, and that was really cool too. So yeah, we've done a lot of stuff like that, but you're not going to find them in the same box because that's going to be a little higher than the price point that we like to work at. Metropolis asks, any 80s horror like Fright Night? Chuck?
I don't think so. I do have on all my page of notes, I do have a little subsection of the Marvel horror from the 70s. I think it'd be fun to do something with that, either a gallery or a bust or something. You know, Werewolf by Night, Dracula, you know, all that kind of stuff. In the Marvel verse, but I don't think we'd go outside to the 80s horror. We've done a little bit of horror, it's done fine. But no, I don't think Fright Night would be something we would do.
Trying to think other great 80s horror shows, horror movies that would be probably like,
well, all the like
Friday,
Freddy, Jason, all the Freddy, all that stuff would make sense. And we've never tackled it because everybody else has.
Graham says, thanks for answering all my questions and making lots of great products. No problem, Graham. Pirate Steven says, I love the new
Graham,
Gargoyles diorama.
I am happy you care enough to be on this and answer and ask questions. So thank you.
Pirate asks, I love the new Gargoyles diorama and premiere statue of Goliath and the Steel Clan robot mini bus that were recently revealed. Any other Gargoyles collectibles and future plans? I mean, that's a lot, but Chuck, anything else in the pipeline?
I feel like the last thing that we had developed and done has been shown. So now we'll probably just wait, like the Darkwing Duck stuff. Wait, let it settle, see if it finds its level, and see where it's at. And I certainly would love to do some more Gargoyle stuff. I was a big fan of the show. I know Brian was. Some of the original creators and talent of the show have been reaching out to us through Zach, and it's very cool to see they appreciate it, like what we're doing. So we will see. Absolutely has not been ruled out.
Yeah, cool. Demona Gallery would be very cool. Resin Ronin says, hopefully we get a Marvel Sentinel bust. Gladly take animated or a Legends bust. Same with Cable, Legends or X-Men 97 animated busts. We did a Cable 1/6 bust, right?
Yeah. Yep. Then the John Giant style and the packaging and stuff. So, yep. Yeah. We've already talked about X-Men stuff, animated, so.
Sentinel would be a big boy.
Yeah, what we would have to do would be do an L3D, but do like we did with the Jaegers and Godzilla, just cheap and not make it half scale, right? That'd be the only way to do it.
Wolverine and Deadpool galleries too. We love Wolverine and Deadpool, so there's always new Wolverines and Deadpools to do. Yeah.
And Deadpool 3 movie coming up, which might be what he's referencing. I don't know.
No problem, Resin Ronin. Thank you for turning out for it.
Yeah, I appreciate anytime you guys care enough to write SDSD or come to a show, something like this. It's thanks to you. Like I think it's amazing that you guys care enough to, even people in another country up late or up early. I think it's awesome.
Mr. Allen asks, any chance for Back to the Future Select figures? Which I think there's companies doing a lot of Back to the Future stuff.
Yeah, I'm not always a fan of their stuff, but I think Nika did a pretty serviceable job. They went out and got Michael J's likeness, which we have not been able to do or cannot spend that expenditure. So I've actually bought a couple of pieces just to have them. I would not say never, because we were told for 10 years, Zach, we would never get shot Ghostbusters. So, you never know. But Back to the Future, the likeness to at least Michael, I think Chris Lloyd does not convey with the license. We'd have to negotiate with them directly, and we're just not a big enough company usually to take on something like that. We did do with Arnold, though, so it's not impossible.
Metropolis asks, any Jaws stuff coming? Or the original Beastmaster?
I don't think we would do Jaws. Yeah, I don't think we'd do Jaws. Or we'd have to just do, like, again, Todd did a pretty neat thing. I've seen how people do it now, where the Jaws is eating the ship. That's kind of neat, but I don't know if anyone would buy like a Robert Shaw action figure. It's kind of the shark is, right? The girl in bikini swimming, Robert Shaw, Roy Scheider. I don't know if those would sell. So I don't think so. And I don't think we would do an Unsolved Mysteries figure.
I would buy a Roy Scheider figure for sure. But a NECA, I think, did cloth costume like Robert Shaw, and I think they even did a Richard Dreyfuss, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if they did a Roy Scheider. Just saw the LOTR reveals. They look cool. How tall will the Witch King be? I think in the video you can see him next to Eowyn. So he's probably... It's tough because he's got the horn on his helmet. So he might be like 8 inches, 8.5, something like that.
Could be.
With the horn. The AEW products have been amazing, says Shinox. Are there any more gallery plans, mini-mates down the line? Mini-mates, I don't know, but we've got a couple of galleries in the works, right?
One, two. Well, I show you all the AEW stuff. I think we have 3 more designed, and one of them's all sculpted, right? The one we got from the guy we want to bring to New York, that's all sculpted. We have 2 females that are all designed or close, right? And we might do that 3rd female. She's very popular. I'd like doing the male. I think Zach would like to do more AW homebrew characters like Orange Cassidy or something. And Minimates, I think we talked about Series 3, Zach, but I'm not sure we gave it over to Barry yet. Oh, well, it kind of turned into the one with Ric Flair, right? That's kind of what came out of that conversation, I think, right?
Yeah, that's Series 3. Series 3 is Ric Flair, Sting, Darby, and Bryan Danielson. Hopefully it does well.
So
maybe we can make a Series 4 happen. And we're
for
still going to do some mini-mates for shows.
I think we have 2 we're working on right now, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think we heard back on the female from AW, have we? I gotta follow up on that. I don't think we heard back on her yet.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm thinking about
confirmation.
Yeah. Neither have I. I'll have to try to remember to check on that tomorrow.
Rick's a Nerd asks, Zach, Hellboy comic poster behind you. How about some selects? Yeah, I've got a ton of Hellboy posters rolled up behind me somewhere. But Chuck's got a Hellboy poster in his office too. We love Hellboy.
Did you come by the old Toy Fair party when we had Mike there signing the movie posters? Did you come around for that? But remember when we had that little white room and the party used to go out in the hallway? It was so big, and I brought Mike there, and he signed some movie posters.
Oh wow! I remember the party. I don't remember him being there.
Yeah, he was there as his wife, and he was just like blown away by the stupid plush we did. That there were plush Hellboys in the world.
All
That
right, I
was
forgot we did
definitely
those.
a point of pride. Yeah, I guess I'd have to email Mike and ask. So it's not planned now. I would not say never say never. I know Mez did them for quite a while. I don't know. I don't know if he still does the rights, but I guess we have to email Mike and ask him. So not the plan right now, but definitely not something Zach and I rolled out because we're here. You can hear self-confessed Hellboy fans.
Braylon Alvarado asks, any new John Wick selects, maybe Kane or Cashian?
I would like nothing more to expand the John Wick verse to other characters, but we have not had a lot of luck. We did the common one, and we have another gallery coming up with a different character. But I would like nothing more than to be able to expand this. I know, Zach, there's some characters in 4 that you really want to do, we talked about. But right now, we've not had a luck breaking that line past Keanu, past John. So we'll have to see. I think if this next gallery we've got coming up with a really cool non-John character does not do well, we might have to just stick to John. I don't know.
James Tolentino asks, hi guys, I really love your latest Marvel Selects. Any plans for continuing the classic designs of characters like Red and Gold Iron Man, Mighty Thor, Scarlet Witch, and others? At least one of those we haven't done in comic form, so that would be cool. But what do you think, Chuck?
I don't know. I know you and Robert like the old classic looks, but for me, it feels like I like some of the newer looks. It's just that I think it lends itself to the aesthetic better. And we've been an Iron Man run just because Robert loves Iron Man. He's like the Chuck of Iron Man with Spider-Man, you know. And I think Zach has an affection for that Bronze Age or whatever, Silver Age kind of looks on some stuff. So I don't know. We've done enough Iron Man family, enough Thor stuff for a little while. I'll say that. I love the Scarlet Witch we did from the MCU. I think that's one of our best likenesses and coolest figures. So I might let that sit for a little bit.
Oliver 1983 asks, what happened to the Invader Zim line?
We over-engineered it, being totally blunt. There is no way the factory could make those little joints for those little limbs and sustain them. We thought we could do like we did Nightmare, but apparently Nightmare pushed the boundaries of what is engineeringly possible in plastic. So we've asked factory to come back and re-engineer them. I know Robert has listed some of his design friends, and I don't think he's letting it die yet. But what we showed was just a mistake. It was not physically possible to be made as a product.
Could we see Deadpool and Wolverine movie selects this year? Asks Braylon Alvarado.
You could.
I like that one. Metropolis says, can I get a Godzilla teaser? I'd love a 1984. I don't think a 1984 is what we're doing, is it?
I don't think so. I'm older than I guess Metropolis thinks. 84 was definitely not my childhood. I don't know. Honestly, I know a bit about Godzilla. I'm not a super fan because super fans are like super fans. I'd have to, Zach, go to look up what the 84 one looks like, right? I cannot do like Marty can off the top of his head every look. I can't do it.
Yeah, I can't tell. I will be honest that I have trouble telling them apart, but I'm pretty sure we're kind of going into the 70s region for Godzilla at this time. Looks like we've hit a little bit of a lull, and we've been doing this for a little over an hour. So I don't know if nobody else has any questions. We could start wrapping it up, I guess. Shinnok says, any plans for a Shredder TMNT gallery statue and any general TMNT info you can share? I know that I am pushing for more characters in the TMNT gallery line. I don't know how Chuck feels about
it. Yeah, it's doing pretty well. I don't think all of them are out yet, Zach. And we talked to a specific designer about a specific look on some of the rogues, maybe going in that direction. He's got some popular stuff out. Or just keep that kind of hybrid look we did in the 4 and just add Shredder and Splinter and April and all that to that rooftop we already have. which would be kind of cool, where you do the maybe the face off rooftop and something like that. So yeah, Turtles is not. If Nickelodeon will let it keep making it and you guys keep buying it, I know. Again, Robert's a big fan. I'm a fan. Zach is definitely not ambivalent to Turtles, so I'd like to do some bad guys. Yeah, L3Ds. I get it's been hard because we don't want. If we do L3D, the 4 Turtles, not all 4 sell equally. So that's why we did the Ronin and the other stuff. So we could try to do a Shredder or something, or Splinter from on the L3D line. I don't know. It's hard because the Turtles don't all 4 sell equally.
And we do have a new Minimates box set that we're going to do for San Diego, right?
I think you're right, yeah.
I'm excited about that. I love the Minimates. The Select Guy says, do you have any plans to adopt photoreal tech for face printing?
We already do. Several of our action figure likenesses are already thermoprinted. Real tech is not a real process. It's what they've told people it is, but we thermoprint a bunch of our heads already. Special likeness ones, the humans. Have for a couple of years now. Since, remember, Mark Wong was here. I think we did the first one, Zach. So that's a couple of years at least.
Yeah, I was pretty sure we did. Mr. Allen wants Ghostbusters Select back, and did you like the new movie? I will be honest, I haven't seen the new movie yet, but it looks cool.
I have not seen the new one. My niece went to see it. She said she loves it, and I'll love it. I have not had a chance to see it. I have quite a unfortunately busy life where I wish I could spend more time at the movies, and not anytime soon. This little company Hasbro is doing Ghostbusters stuff right now, so I think we're gonna let them see what they can do for a little longer. But you know me, we've come back on licenses that the big guys have done, so I have no problem going back and showing them how it's done. But I think our real Ghostbusters, especially our movie stuff, stands up against any line done in the last several years. The build a rooftop, the build a fire, the variety of characters. We did not do a lot, which I promised there were a lot of Bill Murrays or whatever. I thought only did the ones that made sense. We did some variants you have to do, but thought we went pretty deep on those lines. We should have more time with real Ghostbusters, but it is what it is.
Elton Fonseca says, I'm fine with you guys releasing classic and modern Marvel comic book characters. We need an 80s Iron Man, though. Yeah, 80s Iron Man is cool. I'm a big Iron Man fan. I grew up on 80s Iron Man, so Chuck is part of regular conversations with me and Robert about 1980s looks.
Yeah, I like the Bob Lane because that's when I was a real comic book fan, hardcore, starting in 4th and 5th grade. The Demon in the Bottle, the Iron Man versus Hulk storyline, right? That era, I had a subscription to Iron Man. So I'm a Bob Layton Iron Man guy. Plus, I think the man is very underrated as a comic book artist. As a historical figure. I think he did some great work for Valiant too. But that's what I would pick. But I don't get the whole vote, so we'll see.
Justin Anfinson asks, if the LOTR line continues to sell well, will you look into getting the license for Rings of Power or the new animated movie?
Rings of Power is an Amazon property. The Lord of the Rings that we're now calling classics that are the Peter Jacksons are with Warner Brothers. So it'd be unrelated. I think at this time Amazon isn't licensing Rings of Power because you don't see a lot of stuff out, right? Animated movie, I might already have the rights to. I will have to ask Warner Brothers because they're expanding that Peter Jackson era pretty substantially. We just haven't had talks with them yet about what that means for us. And to be honest, I like the old animated movie too.
Oh, the Ralph Bakshi?
Yeah, that was pretty cool for the time. When I was a kid, we were starved for that stuff, Zach. Like Electric Company Spider-Man was like I told you, really something to look forward to. In the 70s, we were really starved for that stuff. So anything that was genre was just devoured. We even were looking forward to the holiday special of Star Wars.
Elton Fonseca wants an MCU Gamora. The team looks incomplete without her.
In what format?
Or Marvel Select. I'm sorry, Marvel Select probably.
Select. Yeah, I don't know. That time may have passed, but never say never. We did the comic book one for Disney stores, I think.
Right, we did. Yeah. Amy Doll asks, is there anything involving She-Hulk coming soon, either MCU or comic versions? That's funny.
I hear there's interest internally for a gallery.
Rick Nerd says, your guy's most left field hear me out license you wish you could get. Chuck, license you want?
There's a bunch of anime that I like, which isn't really attainable for U.S. companies for obvious reasons. Like, I'd love to Akira. I'd love to work on any the Miyazaki stuff. Blade Runner, the old, with Deckard. I'd love to do that. But we've been very fortunate, honestly. I really can't complain. We've done everything. We did Batman, we did Spider-Man, we did Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, John Wick. Like, it's Godzilla. It's ridiculous. Like, how we've been privileged, Zach, to work on Muppets. I mean, how privileged we've been to work on some of these lines, Pacific Rim. The fans' interest in license trust in us, I really can't complain. But if it was just, pull it out of my hat, used to be Star Wars or Indiana Jones, right? We did that. So I would go really left field. Some anime, Evangelion, Akira, domestically, the unattainable, like a Deckard would be really cool. A few others like that. The cherries out there that haven't been mined, but are really not possible. I'd love to do Clint Eastwood, Man with No Name trilogy galleries. Could be really cool. We got to Mini Mates, which was great. But I'd love to do some Clint. I think Sideshow's doing some Clint Eastwood stuff. Super jealous of those guys that they can do that. But, really can't complain, in my opinion. We've been able to do so much. I did Linda Carter, Wonder Woman, like so much stuff for my childhood. So much Dark Knight Returns, Frank Miller thing. We did Alan Moore's Killing Joker. Like, just so much amazing stuff. I did a statue of Demon of Bottle with a drunk Tony Stark. Like, how great is that? You'd be surprised. I did the Pieta with Digger, and his sculpture. She was so good when we did the Jim Starr and Captain Marvel. We got to the Pieta. Like, how ridiculous is that, right?
Yeah, I can still remember the one great Wolverine piece that you guys never got to do, which would have been very cool. But that was
we were actually sculpted at a Comic-Con. The sculptor was there sculpting it live at Comic-Con, and Marvel Store was like, "Oh no, you're not doing that." And it was fair enough. They were absolutely right. I was insane to even try to do that piece, but man, it would have been cool. Yeah, you're right.
Shinnok says you've done many great Disney products. Any chance of anything Stitch in the future? Mainstream Disney, anything we're working on?
Yeah, we are. I think we've just scratched the surface of Disney. Disney as we see it as Disney, not Fox or, Nat Geo or Lucas or whatever. Yes, we are working on a design for a Stitch piece. And we are working on some more Disney stuff too.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. I knew about the old school Disney piece we were doing, but I didn't know about Stitch. I love Lilo and Stitch. That's my favorite.
Remind me, I'll send you the design for the Stitch.
Awesome. Nelson X Asensio wants Gotcha Man stuff.
I have done Battle of Planets. I did with an old friend of yours. I did some bust, and we did the action figures, which was, I think, our first real action figure line. We did a bunch of Battle of Planets, but no Sevens Arc Sevens. So yeah, I'm all over Gotcha Man. We found the Sandy Frank folks. Eric Laga did, I think, maybe many years ago, and that's what we sold at our first Comic-Con ever. We had our own booth. We sold a pearlescent version of Mark or Jason. I forgot which one. Yeah, I'm a big Battle Planets fan. Somehow, the same era of time when I was reading those Iron Man comics, like 4th grade, somehow our UHF channel had Battle Planets. Like, I don't know how we got lucky, but I was in that little pocket where it aired. And I think I saw the DVD box set.
Gotcha Man.
We did action figures too with Medicom, remember? We did some big figures.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we imported the Phoenix from some Japanese company too. Yeah, we did a good bit of Gotcha Man. Yeah, it had the
they'd be great gallery
plastic
dioramas.
fling flavor. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I mean, that's another one just from my childhood. Yeah, yeah. It'd be cool to do some galleries. Yeah, I don't know if anyone cares about it anymore though.
Well, the designs are kind of timeless, but yeah, it's certainly older now. Can Chuck give us more
Yeah.
tease? Asks David about that new Spidey Rogues Gallery comic figure coming soon. I
I don't think Zach wants
think
me doing more teasing.
I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind the teasing, but if he teases it anymore, then you'll know what it is. Elton says, "I wish we had a Darth Vader select figure to go with Boba Fett and Darth Maul."
You and me both.
Select guy says, "I see the prototype for Annihilation Select has pinless joints. Is that something you guys are moving towards?" I think he means Annihilus, but yes, Annihilus Select.
I don't think that was a conscious decision, but I have to ask the team.
Oh, cool! Mr. Allen is going to do a stop motion with his Marvel Select figures. He's
Cool.
famous for his stop motion animation.
I like when he comes by at New York or whatever. I think it's New York, isn't it? Yeah.
No, Mr. Allen has never been to New York. He's thinking about coming this year. Mr. Allen has never been.
Oh. Okay.
Well, gentlemen, that is the last of the questions. So unless you have anything else that you want to address.
I think that has been very productive.
Yeah, we got a lot of great questions. Thank you guys for the questions. And if you have not checked out the rest of the videos, we've got the Star Wars, Marvel, and Entertainment showcases. There's some new reveals in each of them. And we've got some really cool interviews that I did with some of the members of the team, sculptor Chris Dahlberg, painter Rachel Fredrickson, production manager Gabe Garcia, and also our photographer Peter Mingus. And we interviewed a stuntman by the name of Kieran Shaw, who has been in basically every movie you love, which is pretty amazing. So definitely check out those interviews. And what was that?
That's absolute must hear. Is the stuntman one? Yeah.
Yeah. No, he has had a very interesting life. Thank you, Elton. Yeah. Thank you for coming and asking questions. Come see us at the shows. We'll be at San Diego in July, and we'll be at New York in October. And
Brian, thank you very much for volunteering to do this tonight on your own time. I really appreciate it. Not to mention to help you just some showcase in general, but for volunteering your time tonight, I appreciate it.
My pleasure, gentlemen.
Yes, Johnny did a great job. He and Riley edited all the videos, all the interviews, and they shot them all. And they did a great job. Thank you so much, guys. There he is. Awesome. All right, so that's it for tonight, and thank you again.
Go Celtics.